So The Boys ended, and we had a lot of discourse over the past couple of days about the ending. Here's what I think about it. So a lot of people call the ending bad. A lot of people say, oh, what are you talking about? The end is really good, you know? Spoiler alert, if you didn't know, The Boys is a sci-fi show, satire about superheroes, but like they're evil. And at the end of the day, boom, the main villain, Homelander, who technically isn't really the main villain, but we really gotta talk about that now. He dies, he loses his powers, and then one of the other main characters dies, and he was also kind of villainous, and he wanted to die. It was still kind of a happy ending because, you know, the characters that were alive on the main cast, they all got to go do their thing, you know, start families and whatnot. And it's one of those things where the destination was fine, but it was written as we just got to get there. We just got to get to the destination. Like the journey the protagonists face at the end of the day, they face barely any resistance. The world became so much smaller this season, and I know part of that is due to budget cuts, but we got almost no reaction during or after the climax, and it really started from the president getting killed. We got basically no reaction, and then all the way up till now. And imagine some super powerful guy with severe insecurity, immaturity, starts calling himself the Messiah, be a terrorist, propagandizing, policing, concentration camps, kills the president, talking about, since so many of y'all don't believe, I'm gonna get the thought policing to delete you. He gets jumped on live TV, he loses his powers, he start begging and crying on live TV. We get zero outside reaction, bro. Not even from like the discriminated people, you know, saying getting comeuppance or anything like that. I know some people said they wanted Homelander to, after he loses his powers, to get thrown out into a mob in public and get killed on the street by a bunch of people who are tight at him. But we didn't get none of that. Like he just gets murked on live TV. There's a news report and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we didn't get no reaction, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like the build up, like, and they faced little to no resistance for the old father scene with obviously the physics of the gag and all that stuff, and just the smoke alarm. And then the trap was sorry, they could have just gassed them. It was literally just like, we just have to speed run, plug a controller into everyone to make this work with barely any thought. And it's like, all right, like they just had to end the show. So again, it's not even necessarily the destination. I think the destination is what it is. I think there's also the point of like, okay, Vought is still alive. Vought is the real perpetrator who created Homelander, the situations for Homelander, whatever. But then also Stan Edgar, he was the one who said that he wanted to get out of the soups business, right? He wanted to get more into like pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, whatever. Still like that company's still a thing. So, you know, Homelander is kind of, even though he's a terrible person, he need to be addressed. He is also a victim of that system, but in the larger system at hand, which also goes into a whole different political commentary about how we get mad at figureheads. The organization that created or put that platform for that figurehead is still alive. The movement is still there. So, you know, whatever. That's besides the point. Honestly, my main thing is just, I feel like it was a bunch of fluff in the season in general, and then we didn't have enough time dedicated to like building things up to facilitate and to get to the situations in a way that wasn't Mickey, you know? That's just how I feel about it. But let me know how y'all feel about it. I think it was cool. It was all right. We just needed to get more. And he's sending him to the ocean specifically. Like she could have dropped him on a bridge. They could have fought on the bridge. And then she said, right, you could swim, throw him off the bridge or whatever, blast him off the bridge. And then he gets killed. And then it's slightly more reasonable than, I don't know, potentially him getting his whale friend to attack her or something. I don't know. Like it's just some things that just weren't that thought out to the point where people have to do headcanon to theory craft to try and make it make sense, to try to piece things together, and we as the audience shouldn't have to do that. That's how I feel about it. Let me know what y'all think about it, and don't fall for these engagement bait tweets, or you know, social media posts saying, oh, why didn't X do this? Why didn't they just, damn it.